Coffee Conversations. This is Jen, Shoxley School Music. We've got episode 2 going, and I am excited to welcome our guest, Nick Sanazaro. He is a local musician, and so let's bring Nick on. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Jen. How you
doing?
How's
it going?
It's going great. Good. Welcome to my music room.
Love it. So you've got, let's see, we're counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, there's several more over here, too.
Oh, nice.
I got about 8 in here.
Awesome. So that kind of gives a clue away here. You played the guitar.
I sure do.
Nice. Well, how's your day going?
It's going great. We did some, had work today, so I've been working from home. And then we did some yard work, did some homeschooling with the kids. It's been a fun day.
Oh, cool. So are you working from home 100% right now?
Yeah. So I was furloughed for about 2 weeks. And we ended up getting the loan, that SBA loan. So went back to work. But for the most part, I'm working from home.
Awesome. So how's that going with the kiddos?
It's been great. So when we do homeschooling, I normally do history and science and like poetry. It's kind of like what my job is for homeschooling the kids. So it really hasn't been that bad, really, for us.
You guys were homeschooling before, so you were already, nothing's changed on your end.
Correct.
That made it easy.
It did.
I'm sure the kids love having you home.
Yes, they do. They really enjoy it.
Awesome. So the oldest is 5, is that right?
Oldest is 5.5, 4, 2.5, and 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a handful.
We cranked them out.
Yeah, well, I love seeing all of your little things about number 1 did this and then number 2. And you even have it down to where the dogs have numbers.
They do. Pitbull 1 and Pitbull 2, yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I just love seeing all of that, and I can totally relate. I know we were chatting yesterday a little bit about, because my boys are the same age, 4 and 5.5. So it's for whatever reason at this age, they just want to be out to get me. I don't know why.
I feel you.
Why?
I feel you. Why do you want to take me down? Don't you see how stressed I am at this moment?
I think we've been watching too much Scooby-Doo or something. If it's not that, they're ghost hunting or doing something.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I'm a little proud, though. I'm kind of go for it. I'm proud that you have that ambition.
Well, what's amazing is how connected they are. Your kids, they just have such a bond, and that's just awesome. So
makes me very happy.
Good. Well, you're doing something right.
Thank you.
Well, we're not here just to talk about the kids. I mean, the kids are great, but so tell me a little bit about what you are doing professionally with your music right now.
Sure. So we're working on, this year so far, we have released 2 singles. And Vintage Pluto as a band, we're very broad in our genres, and we do that on purpose. The band is made up of myself, my wife Maggie, and her siblings Dave, Joe, and Nick, including their wives as well.
Oh, nice! I didn't realize all of that. That's really cool.
Yes, and my brother and my sister as well.
Oh, so it's all of the siblings.
Yes, it's basically Maggie's family and my family as a giant family band.
That's really cool. Yeah. Okay.
So we got a lot of writers. So you'll find, and one of the reasons people like Vintage Pluto is our albums are very much just like a playlist because they're so diverse. It's not the same singer every time. It's not the same style of music. I mean, we range anywhere from blues music to Americana. Mm-hmm. The most recent single we had was much more of a funk type single, so it was different for us. That's more something I gear towards is that funk, the blues type music.
Awesome. Well, and then you and Maggie, you'll just do a duo locally too, right?
Yes. So for the most part, we do a duo when we're playing out, and we usually play about 2 times a week. And when we decide to do big full bands, that's when we have the entire family.
Gotcha. So as far as having the whole band, where do you normally play?
So we would play Heavy Anchor is one, the Monocle, Schlafly Tap Room. I'm trying to think of Firehouse down in South County here, Clubhouse. So there's a bunch of places that we do that are that's full band. Sometimes it's difficult for us since we have so many people in our band. Sometimes
Right.
we have to limit it to 4 or 5 people just because of the stage.
Right. So then you have to kind of play favorites.
Yeah, you have the core, which is Maggie and I, and then we rotate her brothers for drumming, and our bass player Joe is pretty much the only bass player.
Okay,
but
cool.
We try doing like a 4-piece for the most part.
Awesome. So what is so aside from your band, what are your favorite things to do with your music?
I really just like creating music. One of my biggest things is is pumping out as much content as possible. One of the things that we as a band we discussed was that we kind of compromised was more quality of our audio. You can spend a lot of money within the studio, but for me personally, I wanted to be able to market my music and use that budgeted amount for an album to market and outreach. And then as over time, then the quality of music can increase.
Sure.
So for us and for what I personally like doing, I just like creating as much as possible, writing as much music as possible and getting it out there and trying to be as broad as possible to push me as a musician.
So how many, that's really cool, by the way. So how many albums do you have total?
So we have 2 full albums. Each one of those have 13 songs each.
Okay.
We have 3 EPs, and those range from 3 to 5 songs. We have a live EP. One of them is a live EP. One of them is a Christmas EP.
Awesome.
And then for about 2 years, we were playing at Taha Twisted Tiki, and we were opening up for a lot of these DJs. And a couple of them had said, have you ever thought about doing like EDM or house music and putting it out there? Because I think you guys actually have the ability to do that. So we released last year a like techno dance EDM type album, and actually went over really well for us.
Awesome! Wow,
Yeah.
Big variety.
It is.
And then you have an album coming out soon, right?
Yeah. So we're looking at September to have another 13-song album. It's going to range from our normal rock and roll and blues, moving into more acoustic songwriting type music. It's called Giants in the Land. We're looking at doing September. Thank you. And then we're going to do a couple of singles before that. One of them is going to be a cover. And then the other one, we're just trying to decide if we add that in the album or if we do it completely separate.
So are you actively working on that now, or do you have like a start project date?
Yeah, we have a majority of the songs done. A couple of them, we just need to do some mixing and discuss if we're going to add or take out some of the lyrics or not.
Okay, cool. And then every time, so you've got like all these guitars behind you.
Yes.
So, do some get more use than others, especially when you're recording, or like do you have one that's more of a go-to?
So the one down there at the very end, that's my live. That's what we call the vintage Pluto, like live electric guitar.
Okay.
I got a 12-string Gibson. I do use that, but really, this is my baby. When we do our acoustic shows, this is the one that I play the most. When it's more geared towards blues, I do my Gibson.
Of course.
And then I even have some more over here. I mean, that's for more kind of metal type songs.
Yeah. Awesome.
And this is one of the first guitars I ever had, so it's still part of my arsenal.
From when you were a teenager?
Yes. I started when I was 15, so it was a little late, but that's when I started.
It's okay. Better starting then than never.
That's right.
And then the one right behind your head, I know I'm like pointing at nothing, but is there writing all over it? The one to the right of it?
Yeah. So this is kind of a story. So when I proposed to Maggie, I basically reached out to one of her friends who lives out in Colorado, and their land backed up to a mountain. So we discussed me proposing to her on top of the mountain.
Oh, so wow.
For months leading up to the proposal, which Maggie had no idea about, I kept playing her the chord progression to the song, and she kept saying, "You've never written a song about me." So I just only played the chord progression over and over again, never the lyrics. So she goes out to Colorado. She has no idea I'm out there. My brother-in-law, myself, are at the top of the mountain, and she walks up the mountain. As she's walking up the mountain, I'm just playing that chord progression. And she's like, this sounds kind of like the song that Nick would play. She showed up, and I was there. I proposed her on top of the mountain, and I wrote the lyrics on the guitar.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Wow, that's probably one of your best stories, I'm assuming.
That's definitely one of the tops.
Wow, I don't know anyone else that has done a better proposal than that. I mean, you were literally on top of a mountain. You had the surprise factor. You wrote her a song.
Yes.
I just can't top that.
Yes, her brothers who were in the band were like, thanks for really setting the bar high for all of us. Like, what are we going to do now?
That's incredible. So how long have you guys been married?
Oh gosh, we've been married for 9 years. It'll be 9 years in June.
Okay, and I'm assuming she said yes.
She said yes.
You left that part out.
Yes, I told her if she said no, I was just going to jump off the mountain.
Oh, no.
That would be an epic fail right there.
Yeah. I mean, totally. Like, if you have such a big production, you almost have to, like, have absolute certainty they're going to say yes.
I was really hoping. I was trying to close, like, the deal. Like, that should be it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the puppy.
She's an old lady.
Oh, she's an old lady. Yeah, we started dating in 2007. So we started dating I proposed in 2010. And we were married in 2011.
Wow. Wonderful. Cool. Anything else that's exciting going on right now in the music world or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to things going back to what it was. I don't think things will fully go back to the way it was, but it's going to be interesting in the St. Louis music scene, you know, how that all plays. So if I'm a restaurant owner, you know, I'm thinking I probably have spent a lot of my cash flow. And I probably wouldn't want to be forking out money to musicians because it can be expensive. So, or you can go down the complete other route and start booking as much music as possible, but not pay as much because you're just trying to get people in. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how everything plays out. Really, everything for us, anything we had booked was canceled all the way out through August.
Everything. Wow.
Yes, and we pretty much book, you know, three months in advance. So it's been interesting. I also bartend at Naked Vine in Chesterfield.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that.
Yes, and
they always have really good shows there.
Yes, I've really that. Other than
is that because of you? Are you behind the scenes there?
I can't take credit for that. I just pour whiskey and wine. I'm just
that's
there.
important enough. How long have you been doing that?
Oh, I've been there for about 9 months now.
Okay.
Yeah, I work Thursdays and Fridays normally.
Oh my gosh. So, and then you have your regular daytime job.
I have my daytime job.
And you have 4 toddlers.
4 kids. I do consulting for restaurants or businesses, do marketing stuff. So
you are determined.
I'm determined. You know, it's to feed all these kids, really.
I bet so.
Do your boys just eat an abnormal amount?
You know, I didn't realize how much they eat until we were all at home constantly because they would go to school. They're in a half-day preschool program, so they go to school and then they would go to grandma's.
Sure.
And I knew that this is my mom, so I knew she would always buy so much food. And I was like, why is she buying so much food for them? Like, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But because I didn't realize how much they're eating, and my boys are so active. I mean, they could run for 9 hours straight and not tucker out. And so it's all making sense now.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just constant throughout the whole day.
How so my parents literally live right across the street, right there.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes. How does their grandma do with food? Like we try our best to give them good food. Like I'm sure you and I grew up eating cereal, like terrible food. We went to McDonald's like 2 times a week. And we're trying not to do that with our kids. But it's really hard when Nana and Grampy come over and, you know, give out some nice treats. It's super nice, which I love.
Yeah, well, there are definitely a lot of treats, and they have a really cute routine of getting a treat on the way home from school.
Yeah.
Like my mom will stop at Starbucks and then get the boys a milkshake or whatever their version of a kitty frappuccino is, or a cookie, or, you know, something else, or like a healthy protein box. I mean, it could be anything.
And then, there's a lot of also like really healthy treats that are organic and, limited ingredients and all this stuff. So there's definitely that effort, but yes, they get spoiled, and
yeah,
that's definitely a thing. And it's hard. It's hard to say no to your kids. Even as a parent, it's hard to say no.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine like being the grandparent, wanting to just make them happy. And
yeah. So I'm the cook in the family, and in the beginning with my kids, I was giving them like, it sounds so dumb, people may, like, I would give them really good steaks. Like I'd be like, all right, now enjoy the steak. Over time, they started just like wasting it. Like,
yeah.
Do you even know what I'm giving you to eat? I'm giving you a steak. Do you know what I was eating? I was eating hot dogs when I was your age. And here I am presenting you with a steak from Kenrick that's delicious.
Oh my gosh.
So we start cutting back on, the how great. I fully admit it is my fault. I should have never done, given my kids steak.
I don't think there's any fault there. My 4-year-old loves steak.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of nutrition in it. So if they're going to eat it, more power to you.
Does he eat it?
He does.
That's good. See, my kids are wasting it.
Feeding the dog.
Yeah, like whoa. We don't give this to Pitbull 1. What are you doing?
So now they're back on the cereal diet.
Yeah, cereal. I've even done some hot dogs, Well,
hot dogs are fine too. You got to get your protein.
True.
Yeah, my 5-year-old will seldom eat meat, but my 4-year-old, he could just eat meat. He could eat 3 hot dogs in one sitting, and I'm like, okay, more for you. That's great.
Now I know you're deep in the music scene. What are you hearing from other artists and producers about their thoughts of what's to come?
Gosh, I don't know. I know a few people that have just had tours completely stopped.
Yeah.
My guest from last week, Doug Burkett, was in Europe and had to come back, and everything's canceled. One of my teachers, Tyler Jackson Stokes, was gone. Basically said, hey, I'm going on tour for a year. See you guys later. And then that got canceled. And there's like no talk of resuming right now because if you think about it, every state is different.
Mm-hmm.
So guidelines are different, and we still don't know, like, yes, we're opening up a little bit here in Missouri, but there's just so much unknown of what does that mean as far as larger groups.
Mm-hmm.
There's even uncertainty for me not knowing what's going to happen once we reintroduce lessons on site.
Right.
There's just like so much unknown, and we're getting really involved. We just opened up our second location in Maplewood, and
I saw that.
One of my big goals was to get really involved, and I did. And so we're sponsoring all of these events in the community, the concert series, Taste of Maplewood, all of that. And there's just, it's just kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
Because we were going to have student performances and, the whole thing. And it's just a waiting game.
Yeah.
So I just have no idea. And then aside from that, like we talked about earlier, is more of the smaller gigs, the things, the ones that I enjoy viewing so much is, the more intimate ones at restaurants. I know you guys play at 119 a lot, like things like that is, I'm imagining those types of performances kind of resuming first.
Yeah.
But you brought up an interesting point and it's true, is that where's the money?
Yeah.
And, I know a lot of musicians have been kind of surviving on doing concerts on Facebook Live and having, their virtual tip jars. And I think that's been going okay, but, it's just, you can't live off of that.
Yes.
So it'll be, I'm kind of imagining there might be kind of a mix of the online with the live. I don't know, maybe there'll be a good opportunity with more outdoor shows, wineries and things like that. I'm sure it'll be a little bit easier to accommodate. But yeah, I'm definitely missing my live music. That's kind of my pastime, is going and seeing shows. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it's especially, I'm lucky that I get to work at Naked Vine and I get to see live music on Thursdays and Fridays all the time. But it's just, I did read recently that it looks like Facebook is going to do something where they can, me as a user, if I wanted to, I could charge people to view. I find that to be interesting. I feel like that should have been put out a while ago. But I find that could be more beneficial than trying to, promote your Venmo to somebody to Venmo you money. But I think that's an interesting step in music and technology together, is doing something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that could be useful. I don't know. I mean, you know a lot about marketing, and so, you might have a different perspective of that than other musicians.
Sure.
But, sometimes you just have to bring people in and allow them to have that opportunity first and foremost, and then it becomes a thing.
Right.
It's really hard to hit the ground running if everybody is just charged and don't know what's taking place.
Right.
It's like, what is he going to be doing tonight?
From his house, and he's on his 10th glass
but
of
by the way, and I will say, I loved what you guys did about a month ago.
Oh, yes, live in our house, yes.
But I must admit, for me, the highlight was watching all of the kids. And I really liked how they kind of trickled in one by one.
Yes.
I don't know if they were they ever together? I don't know. I just feel like I kept seeing them. I was like, that is so cute. And
yes, we tried.
Mom's there playing the piano and singing, and they're just doing their thing. It was adorable.
Yes, thank you.
So you guys should do more of that, because I would pay to see that.
we talked about it. That night was rough. Was
it? Well, you know what? I would say as a performer, people do this all the time. Don't speak on that. Don't tell people it was rough. I had no idea. I thought it was cute.
Oh,
maybe it was stressful for you guys, but we loved it. And it was it went smooth. I was like, are those kids in bed? 'Cause at first I didn't hear anything.
So the performance was great. It was and this, it was afterwards when bedtime came. That's when things fell apart. It was too late. People were amped up. They wanted to stay up late. That was.
When's bedtime normally?
Well, now it's about 9:00, which is.
Oh my!
I know it's terrible. But normally.
But didn't you say your parents are across the street?
They are, yes. They are across the street. That night, I think that was the night we originally started doing social distancing or whatever. So
that was early on.
They got amped up that night, and then they were up super late, and then children fall apart when they're sleeping.
Totally. Well, maybe next time you should get them to bed and then go live.
We'll try. We will try. Maybe that'll be our goal. But there is some entertainment to it. There is.
And again, nothing against the music. The music was great. But
thank you.
The kids are adorable.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So yeah, it could go either way. But I totally feel for you on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, can I convince you to play a tune?
Yeah.
Pick a guitar. Any guitar.
They say that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so why fall all the way to China, a homeless girl living on the streets? Help me, my bottle's getting empty, feeling like I'm losing the game of life. I need some help with my self-regulation. Aberration, it's not working out. Not working out. Not working out. Not working out. Yeah.
So I'll do our song called My Time. My Time Is Here. It's our most streamed song on Spotify.
Nice.
And I'm free. Thank you.
That was amazing. What was that song called?
It's called My Time Is Here. It's our top stream song on Spotify.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. And when was that? When's the song from?
That's on our album Genesis.
Okay.
We released it. I think we released Genesis in 2018, so 2 years ago.
Okay. So that's the most recent album that's been out?
No, we've done several things before that. That was our first.
Oh no, the most recent now.
Oh,
the latest.
That's the latest. Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't mean to confuse you in timelines. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been fun. It's been great seeing you. Hope you get those kids to bed okay tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
My thoughts are with you.
Thank you.
On that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks, Nick.
Yeah, good seeing you. Thanks for having me.
Me too. See ya. All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. That was Nick Sanazaro with Vintage Pluto. We will be back Sunday morning with a new guest. I will be announcing that guest in the next day or so. So we look forward to seeing you back then. And thanks for sticking around. Bye-bye.